bought this GTI for just £500.
Why are you just like that?
Well, I'm a GTI owner now, I've got to live up to the name.
Yeah, fair enough.
This thing is absolutely hanging. No, but seriously, I think I've made a massive mistake buying this Volkswagen Golf GTI. I purchased this Mark V Golf GTI for just £500, and some would say that's pretty cheap, but others would say I've been completely ripped off. But unfortunately, I've got some bad news about this car, which has put me in a very sticky situation. But before I explain any of that, we have quite a lot of work to do. So I think it's about time we tackle this interior. And first up, we're going to focus on the boot. And I think this is a good time to replace the boot struts, so I can finally get rid of these mole grips, which is currently holding it up. These of course are very easy to install. The old ones just simply clip off, and then you can push the new ones on. And as you can see, I'm very happy that they finally work. We stripped most of the interior in the last video, but there's a few more bits to remove so we get full access to the boot. Oh, this is absolutely disgusting. Look at this. Look at that in there. That is just all hair, and look at that. It's even making me sneeze. So the seat belts haven't quite arrived yet back from Vibe Belts, but I'm glad about that really, because I'm not really ready for them. Before we even need to worry about installing the new seat belts and then getting this all cleaned up in here, I want to sort the boot out because this is an actual mess. It's full of rust, lots of hair, and it just looks awful. So I'm going to try my best to do, well, just tidy it up a little bit. After giving it a quick hoover and wipe down, it's now looking so much better, but I'm just going to run it over with a wire brush to get rid of all the loose rust. That is not what I want to see. That hole there is meant to be there, but that definitely isn't. Oh. Now at this point, the proper thing to do would be to get that cut out and have a new piece welded in. But that would basically mean I've got to stop here and not really continue further. But that just simply isn't an option. I want to crack on and get a lot more done. And to get it welded, I'd have to take the car over to Steve's, and well, we're not going to be able to do that anytime soon. We can carry on, we can make it work. And yeah, we're just going to have to come back to that later on. Now what we're using here is a rust remover. It converts any rust into solid, healthy metal. Well, in theory anyway, and it does a pretty good job of that. Probably one of the best ones I've ever used. So whilst that's drying, I'm going to hoover the rear carpets. And then spray some Auto Finesse degreaser on it and jet wash them off. And we'll leave them hanging to dry. And after a few coats of rust remover, you can already see this metal is looking like metal again. So it's ready to do a quick scotch over with a scotching pad and then start to prime it. And considering I tried to colour match it just by eye, I don't think it looks too far off. Okay, so the boot is pretty much painted. It's not a perfect job, but at the end of the day, this is quite a high mileage car, and there might be another problem which I'm going to come to later on, and also the fact this is all going to be underneath carpet anyway, you're never even going to see it. But the main thing, it is now protected and hopefully shouldn't rust anymore. The boot carpets are really starting to look good now with the jet washing and also the dyeing. I've also managed to pick up a new boot floor carpet and also parcel shelf. Because when I bought this car, it never actually came with any. But you know what? The boot is nearly done, but that can wait for the minute. I really want to get this thing clean because working in this is just disgusting. We just need to do it. So it is time to get my hands dirty and dive straight into this thing. And first off, we're going to remove all the loose rubbish. And it looks like I've made a bit of money back already, so it didn't cost me £500. The old mats are long gone, so they're going straight in the bin. And after finding some ancient pain relief tablets hidden underneath the steering column, yeah, very strange place, it was time to tackle the carpet with the hoover. I then used this brush drill attachment to get into the carpet fibres and loosen all the dirt, and this made an absolute mess. You know what, I'm quite impressed with this Titan Hoover. And paired with this drill and this attachment, it has made the carpets come out, I would say like 95% there. They're looking really good. And I'm quite tempted to get one myself because not only is it a Hoover, it's also a wet vac. So I reckon we should give that a go and see how it turns out. And for just a Hoover and a brush, it doesn't look too bad, but it's about to look a whole lot better. So we're going to use some Verso all-purpose cleaner from Water and Finesse, dilute it and then spray it all over the carpet, give it a brush, once again using the drill with a different drill attachment.
I'll tell you what, I think I'm pretty happy with that. Considering this is on 160,000 miles and it's basically 20 years old, that carpet is looking pretty good.
So now it's full steam ahead, full cleaning mode, brushing, hoovering and wiping every surface I can see. And now it's time to replace a few of the broken or worn trims, starting with the light switch. With that looking nice and fresh, it's time to replace the gear stick and gator.
Nice seat, mate.
I don't know why I'm doing this to try and test the gear knob.
Fully adjustable though, isn't it?
Yeah. That is it. This is the driving position. If I got a sun strip, I'd be screwed.
I don't think that's your only issue, mate.
That's true.
So the boot carpets are all now clean, dry and dyed so they can go back in the car. So the new seat belts have finally arrived and they are looking mega.
So a massive shout out to Vibe Belts for getting these sorted, and I think they look amazing. I've got them sort of matched to the blue of the car.
I was potentially thinking about getting red to match the calipers and the accents and the tartan seats, but then it would be a bit like Spider-Man specs. So yeah, I thought we'll go with the blue, and I reckon we should get them in, see what they look like. And if you do want to go ahead and get your seatbelts done like I have, then make sure you click the link in the description down below and go check them out. And they also do a service where you can either take your car to them or you can send your seatbelts like I did via the post, and they'll send them back within 24 to 48 hours. So this thing is really coming along now. The interior is pretty much there apart from the seats.
I've given it another quick hoover because getting in and out of it has just made it messy again, but this thing really does look amazing. And it's got a softbox light shining on it at the minute, so it's going to show all the imperfections, but even still, it looks amazing. But coming around to the back, I'm really impressed with how these carpets came out. Now they're dyed, they look so clean and just black, and it just all blends in lovely.
But the last job with the interior in this video is I want to get the seats all hoovered and wet vac, because look at the state of this one down here.
Look at that. It is absolutely disgusting. I've already done the driver's side one, I've given it a hoover and a good wet vac, and it looks like new, so we've just got to do it to the rest.
So this is the exact same process as the carpets. It's just as simple as hoovering it, spraying the solution on, using the brush on the drill, and then wet vacuum. Oh, and also I'm dyeing the back of the back seats as well to blend in with the boot carpet. And look at the back of this seat, absolutely disgusting. With the seats bolted in, we are nearly there. Now it's just time for the boot floor carpet, the parcel shelf, and the brand new floor mats. So fast forward to Brett in the future, and we've got a problem with my cheap Golf GTI.
And in terms of problems, it's quite a serious one.
So after putting out the last video where I revealed this car, I got sent this. Yep, this car has been in an accident and it is a category D, which is equivalent to nowadays the category N.
So non-structural and nothing too major, but it's still annoying that it's a categorised car. And to be honest with you, it kind of adds up now, because when I got the car and took a good look at it, certain things stood out that weren't quite right. And the first thing that stood out straight away is the radiator in behind there is slightly sort of bowing, which doesn't affect the car at all. It still works, it's not leaking, it's doing its job, but it's just something I noticed. And also the main thing that I noticed is in this headlight, you can see the Volkswagen logo there, which means it's a genuine headlight. And over here, you can't. There's no Volkswagen logo, and it is full of, well, spiders and all sorts of insects. So, and I thought something was a bit suspicious when I saw that this one had been replaced. Like, yeah, a rock might have hit it and they just replaced the one, but I don't know, it just seemed a bit strange. So it all adds up now.
But the problem I'm facing now is, what do I do? Because I'm now stuck with a high mileage, pretty rough Golf GTI that's categorised. So it's basically not worth a lot. So I want you guys to let me know down below what you think I should do with it. I think for now I'm just going to carry on, and at the end of the day, it's great content. There's a lot of work to do, but it's not a little bit, so it should make for quite a good set of videos. But yeah, I'm a little bit stuck now, so can you let me know down below what you think I should do? So for the minute, we might as well carry on and get this thing serviced. And I know what you're thinking, Brett, why didn't you do a car check on it? Why didn't you use Car Vertical? I get that. But for a £500 car, I just didn't bother. With the oil and filter change done, we can put on the new oil cap and then carry on with the cabin filter. And with that nice and easy job done, it's time to go on to the spark plug. So first of all, we need to remove the coil packs, which turned out to be a bit of a problem. Well, that was a bit of a disaster.
I have no idea what's going on here, but these coil packs just will not budge. I've used my full weight on them. I've also used like a cloth around my hand to give me a bit more grip, and they are not coming out. They come up like halfway, but it's just that last bit, and I'm putting my full weight on it, and they're still not budging. So I haven't got time to do them today, so they're gonna have to stay like that for the minute, but we'll crack on with the other bits.
So it's out with the old broken battery cover and in with the new one. And then we can go ahead and change the air filter, which is built in within the actual engine cover, which is so strange, and I don't understand why they do it. But that one's definitely had its days, so we can swap it over and then put it back in the car. The mounts for this engine cover are broken, so it doesn't actually fit on the engine properly, so very soon I'm going to look at getting an aftermarket intake, so please comment down below some ones that you recommend. And finally, it's time to change the fuel filter, which went well.
Yeah, that is not good. Those clips there are absolutely destroyed. I tried to sort of lift them without breaking them, but they're just that old and perished. They just snapped. So yeah, I don't really want to go ahead and continue getting this off, or else I'm going to be stuck with a car that can't get fuel. So yeah, not ideal. So it looks like I'm probably going to have to wait to get new adapters for those so I can fit them onto the new filter. But also, that bolt in there is beyond rounded. So yeah, this is not ideal.
So it looks like the job list on this car is getting bigger and bigger by the day.
Now normally I wouldn't give up for getting the coil packs out and also getting the fuel filter replaced. However,
it is currently just a few days away from Christmas, and I want to get this Golf video out before Christmas. And then next year we'll start fresh, we'll get all these little issues sorted, and we'll get the car complete. But yeah, we'll leave that till next year.
But on a bit of a positive note, a massive shout out to PlateWorksUK. They have hooked me up with some 3D gel plates for this car. I'm not going to get them on yet because, as you can see, they're not really ready to go on the car yet. But yeah, massive shout out to PlateWorksUK. If you want to get 10% off, then use code BB10 at checkout. And yeah, the quality, woo, is good.
I'm sure all of you have probably seen this car by now, but this is my Lexus LS400, which I've covered in 4,200 Christmas lights, a Christmas tree, and also snow machines out the back. I'm raising money for a men's mental health charity called Man Down, and currently we're near like £3,000-ish. But if you do want to go ahead and donate, I'll leave a link down below and also a QR code on screen. But yeah, I've made it onto the local news, on like BBC. It has been absolutely mental, so there'll be another video coming on this for you guys, probably in like a week's time, something like that.
So that pretty much wraps up this video on the Golf. I feel like we've done a fair bit. The interior is looking absolutely amazing. Like, well, apart from that, we need to sort that out. But yeah, in here, sorry about the poor lighting, but it is looking so much better. Almost looks new.
And we've also managed to do a bit of service. You know, we've changed the oil, we've changed the air filter, which very, very soon I'm going to get rid of all of this and have a proper aftermarket intake, so that's sort of irrelevant, but I wanted to do it for now. And also the oil needs changing again very soon as well, because it is just absolutely disgusting. I might even run an engine flush through there potentially. I'm going to stop rambling. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, and also subscribe, and I shall catch you guys very, very soon. And last thing, I hope you have a great Christmas.